Controversy tonight from a South Carolina author who is questioning the legitimacy of the Clotilda. In an article published by the Wall Street Journal, former journalist Eric Calonius claims the last slave ship known to have come to America may not have even existed. Tonight, his theory is facing criticism from researchers and Clotilda descendants. NBC 15's Aubrey Spears joins us now. Aubrey, this author is trying to validate his story based on an old newspaper article.
Yes, according to the Wall Street Journal article, his skepticism comes from no newspapers covering the Clotilda when it arrived in Mobile, in contrast to another slave ship in 1858, the Wanderer. He also believes that African-born people in Mobile after the Civil War were likely brought to America on that ship, the Wanderer.
In the Mobile River lies the remnants of the burned ship. In Daphne, a newly installed historic marker lists the names of Clotilda survivors buried at the Yancey Crane Cemetery. In Africatown, descendants live and remember their ancestors who were taken from their homes and brought to America. The story of the Clotilda is ingrained in the Mobile area, but what if none of it is true?
We all know that Clotilda existed. Those 110 people on the ship knew that Clotilda existed.
Author and former journalist Eric Calonius points to an 1860 Mobile newspaper column that detailed the story of the Clotilda as a prank against the government by people who supported slavery. Ben Raines discovered the Clotilda and wrote a book about it. He believes Calonius is wrong. He says there are plenty of documents and records of the ship's travel, first-hand accounts from the Clotilda captain, an interview with financier Timothy Mayer and survivor Cujo Lewis.
You know, the importance of the Clotilda is that it's not just that it's the last slave ship. That's important. What's important, though, is that we know the stories of the people who arrived on this ship.
Raines says for many years, the story of the Clotilda was suppressed, and Clotilda survivor descendant Darren Patterson agrees. Patterson is the descendant of Polly Allen. He says growing up, people didn't talk about it much. Part of the reason why was because the voyage was illegal after all, since the act prohibiting the importation of slaves in 1808.
It was a way of looking out for us, the young people, as well as protecting us from things that could have gotten us hurt. But there is no doubt that Clotilda existed.
Vita Robbins is also a descendant of Polly Allen. She says there's proof the Clotilda existed, and she knows that her ancestors came to America on it.
We should just ignore claims like this because, like I said, we've been here before. Our whole history has been claimed to not be true, that how we got here, it was claimed that it never happened. So we didn't believe it generations ago, and we still don't believe it now. We know what we know is true, and we're not concerned about the naysayers.
Calonius wrote a book in 2005 about the Wanderer titled The Wanderer, the Last American Slave Ship, and the Conspiracy That Set Its Sails.